Imagine standing on a cold, dark night, the wind howling, and a single spark turning the world upside down. When you picture early humans, you probably see clumsy figures huddled around a weak flame, barely scraping a living. Yet the very people we call primitive were the masters of fire, the inventors of hunting tactics that would make modern specialists jealous, and the architects of a social brain far more sophisticated than we ever imagined. In the next few minutes, we'll uncover 3 extraordinary abilities that let our ancestors dominate the harshest landscapes, survive for millennia, and lay the groundwork for every city you see today. For generations, textbooks have painted our ancestors as simple survivors, driven only by instinct and luck. That image persisted because the evidence was once scarce and the narrative easy to digest. But the last 2 decades of fieldwork have turned that story on its head. Archaeologists have uncovered hearths that date back to 1 million years ago in Wonderwork Cave, and fire pits a few 100,000 years old in Kesem Cave that show deliberate control of heat. In Germany, the Schöningen site revealed spears with split-tip designs that were clearly engineered for thrusting, not just random sticks. And burial sites in Western Europe display grave goods and careful placement of bodies, hinting at belief systems and symbolic thought. Each of these discoveries rewrites the story of human evolution, showing that our ancestors were not merely surviving, they were innovating. So what are the 3 abilities that set them apart? First, the mastery of fire. Second, the invention of sophisticated hunting tools and coordinated tactics. And third, a leap in cognitive and social complexity that allowed language, planning, and culture to flourish. Let's start with the spark that lit it all: fire. Control of fire was more than a source of warmth. It was a technological platform that reshaped biology and society. Cooking broke down proteins and starches, making calories easier to extract and fueling the rapid expansion of the brain. Studies suggest that the extra energy from cooked food could have contributed to the increase in brain size that distinguishes Homo sapiens from earlier hominins. Fire also extended the day, allowing groups to gather after dark, share stories, and exchange knowledge around a communal glow. A nightly gathering point became a natural round table where information could be passed, myths could be forged, and plans for future hunts could be coordinated. Beyond nutrition and social bonding, fire opened doors to new materials. Heat-creating stone made tools sharper and more durable, while the controlled use of heat allowed early humans to experiment with adhesives made from plant resins and animal fats. These adhesives were the first steps toward hafting, the process of attaching stone points to wooden shafts, which would later give rise to the sophisticated spears and arrows that turned hunting into a precise science. The protective aspect of fire cannot be overstated. A campfire created a barrier against predators, allowing early humans to settle in colder regions and expand their range far beyond the tropical zones where our ancestors originally evolved. This expansion set the stage for the migration waves that eventually populated every continent. Now imagine a world where a single spark could double the energy you get from a meal, keep you safe from nighttime predators, and give you a platform to invent tools that would change the course of history. That is the power early humans unlocked, and it set the foundation for the next 2 abilities we'll explore. If this is blowing your mind, hit that subscribe button and let me know what you think in the comments. Now we turn our attention to the second extraordinary ability that set our ancestors apart: the art and science of hunting. Long before the invention of metal, early humans were already engineering tools that would make modern specialists units nod in approval. The discovery of the split-tip spears at the site of Schöningen, dated to roughly 300,000 years ago, revealed a level of craftsmanship that is astonishing. These spears were not crude sticks. They were carefully balanced, their tips split to create a razor-sharp edge that could penetrate the thick hide of a mammoth with a single thrust. The precision required to shape a wooden shaft, carve a stone point, and then bind them together with a resin made from plant sap demonstrates a deep understanding of material properties and biomechanics. But the story does not end with the spear itself. Archaeologists have uncovered evidence of coordinated hunting strategies that suggest early humans were capable of planning and executing complex group actions. At sites across Europe and Africa, bone assemblages show patterns of mass kills, where dozens of large herbivores were taken in a single event. This implies the use of drive-and-ambush tactics, where hunters would herd animals into natural funnels such as valleys or ravines, then unleash a coordinated attack. Some researchers even propose that fire was used as a herding tool, creating walls of flame that guided the prey toward waiting hunters. The very landscape became a weapon, shaped by human ingenuity to increase the odds of success. These hunting innovations had profound ripple effects on social organization. When a group could reliably secure large amounts of meat, the surplus could be shared, stored, and redistributed. This created a new form of social currency, where individuals who contributed to a successful hunt earned prestige and influence. The need to coordinate large groups also spurred the development of more sophisticated communication. While the exact origins of language remain a mystery, the pressures of planning a hunt, deciding who would take which position, when to launch the attack, how to respond to unexpected movements would have driven the evolution of vocal signals and gestures far beyond simple calls. In this way, the hunt became a crucible for both technological and linguistic advancement. The third, and perhaps most transformative ability of our ancestors, lies within the realm of cognition and social complexity. Recent discoveries of burial sites, such as those at the site of Sungir, reveal that early humans engaged in ritualistic behavior that hints at symbolic thought and an awareness of mortality. The careful placement of grave goods, the use of ochre to paint bodies, and the inclusion of personal ornaments suggest a belief system that extended beyond the immediate concerns of survival. These practices indicate that early humans possessed a capacity for abstract thinking, empathy, and perhaps even a rudimentary sense of spirituality. Moreover, the emergence of cave art, with its vivid depictions of animals, handprints, and abstract symbols, provides a window into the cognitive world of our forebears. The sheer effort required to create these paintings, mixing pigments, preparing surfaces, and executing detailed compositions, implies a level of planning, imagination, and cultural transmission that is nothing short of remarkable. These artworks likely served multiple purposes, teaching younger members of the group about important prey, recording successful hunting routes, or reinforcing shared myths that bound the community together. In essence, the canvas of the cave became an early form of a communal knowledge base, a repository of collective memory that could be passed down through generations. The social structures that emerged from these cognitive leaps were characterized by increased cooperation, division of labor, and the formation of larger, more stable groups. As individuals began to specialize, some focusing on tool production, others on gathering, and still others on child care, the efficiency of the group rose dramatically. This specialization required trust and the ability to negotiate roles, laying the groundwork for the complex societies that would later give rise to agriculture, trade, and eventually the first cities. The brain, now fueled by the caloric bounty of cooked food, was primed to handle the intricate social calculations required for such cooperation. When we consider these three abilities together, mastery of fire, sophisticated hunting techniques, and advanced cognitive and social capacities, we begin to see a domino effect that propelled humanity forward. Fire provided the energy surplus needed for brain growth, which in turn enabled the planning and execution of complex hunts. Successful hunts generated surplus resources, fostering social bonds and encouraging the development of language and symbolic thought. This feedback loop accelerated cultural evolution, setting the stage for the agricultural revolution and the rise of civilization. Imagine standing on a hill overlooking a modern metropolis, its skyline glittering against the night sky. The lights that twinkle far below are powered by electricity, yet the very spark that first illuminated a cave hearth is the ancestor of every bulb, every furnace, every engine that drives our world today. The spears that once pierced the hide of a mammoth have evolved into precision tools that explore the depths of the ocean and the far reaches of space. The stories told around ancient fires have become the myths, literature, and scientific theories that shape our collective identity. As we reflect on this journey, it becomes clear that the narrative of primitive humans is a profound mischaracterization. Our ancestors were not merely surviving. They were innovating, adapting, and laying the foundations for everything we now consider modern. Their legacy is a testament to the power of curiosity, cooperation, and the relentless drive to improve one's circumstances. If this exploration of our deep past has sparked your imagination, let us know what part of early human ingenuity you find most fascinating. Do you think fire was the single most pivotal invention, or does the social brain hold the crown? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you've enjoyed this deep dive, consider giving the video a thumbs up. Your feedback fuels the channel and helps us bring more stories from the ancient world to life. And as we continue to uncover the secrets buried beneath layers of earth and time, there are countless more chapters waiting to be revealed. From the hidden chambers of forgotten tombs to the silent testimonies of ancient tools, each discovery reshapes our understanding of who we are and where we come from. Stay tuned for future episodes where we will travel to the deserts of the Sahara, the icy plains of Siberia, and the lush valleys of the Amazon to uncover the next set of mysteries that define humanity's remarkable journey. Remember, the past is not a static museum. It is a living laboratory that informs our present and guides our future. By learning how our ancestors turned challenges into opportunities, we can draw inspiration for the challenges we face today. So keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep the flame of curiosity burning bright. Thank you for watching, and until the next adventure, stay curious.